Unconfirmed reports are coming out of Rwanda about mass killings between rival groups. It is believed that whole villages have been targeted by militia groups armed with machetes and other makeshift weapons.
The silence was eerie as we approached the church. What we thought was a pile of rags turned out to be a mother and her child, murdered in the one place that they thought would offer them sanctuary. But they weren't the only victims. As we entered the church, we saw more bodies. Men, women and children lying in the African heat, murdered because they were from the wrong tribe.
The UN say that they are unable to quantify how many people have been killed in the continued fighting between rival tribal groups in Rwanda.
Hundreds of people are trying to get help at Kigali Hospital. The staff can't cope. The wards are full of people with horrific wounds from knives and machetes. I'm afraid I'm witnessing the most horrible catastrophe unfolding here in Rwanda.
This is Gentille Kagamaho Kabarere, a single mother living in Kigali, Rwanda.
My name is Gentille. I was born the way you see me. My parents died at different times. One died during the war and the other had died before the war.
Her local church stood by her when she gave birth to her son, Samuel, out of wedlock. Although she felt guilty, the church did not abandon her. Through the church, she learned that God does not abandon us, even when we turn our backs on Him.
They provided sacrificially for me. They gave me drink and food and clothes for the child. Then they enrolled my son in the Child Support Project, and they continued to visit me with all the support and provision they could afford.
Gentille's disability means she is limited in what she can do. But the church helped her recognise she could do something. She could make mats and earn a living for herself and her son. Because it was impossible for Gentille to gather reeds and the grasses needed to make the mats, people from the local church volunteered to gather these things for her. Gentille is now able to pay someone to do this. She makes 3 or 4 mats a month. People then take them to the market and sell them for her. This is how she makes a living, and this is what raising families is all about. Through raising families, churches are being encouraged to look at what they can do for themselves, for others, and for their community. Gentille's positive outlook, the hope that she now has, and her perseverance given her circumstances are truly remarkable. She's an amazing woman, and the church has been the difference, standing by her and encouraging her, both spiritually and practically.
My relationship with God continues, and very much so, because God's people did not reject me. This filled me with joy and happiness, and therefore I cannot help thanking God.
Thanks to the church, Gentille now has a wheelchair to move around in. She calls it her car. By 2017, through Raising Families, Samaritan's Purse wants to lift 30,000 vulnerable families like Gentille's out of poverty. That's 30,000 families able to provide for themselves and others, turning things around, building on what they can do, supported by their local church. And here's something you can do. You can get involved today. and partner with us in lifting vulnerable children and families out of poverty. Will you?